We're recording on both.
You having the headphones on for this?
Are you leaving them on?
Yeah, should be okay. If anything, I might do like an ear like this.
I kind of want to take them off.
So you just want to do like straight like this?
I mean, we know what we're going to sound like, right?
Damn, I kind of like the... Well, if you're going to have it off, I have to have it off too, man. Because it's going to look weird if I have it on and you don't.
Alright, then just put them on if you're going to be a weirdo.
No, that's cool, man. We'll keep it off, dude.
No, put them on. We should hear ourselves.
Okay. Keep this professional, though. Professional.
Yeah. Alright, I'm not going to stop this recording. This is just going to be our original thing. Let me take a fucking sip of water and let's dive into it.
Alright.
Alright, what's going on, everyone? I don't like the fucking headset.
No.
I feel like I'm screaming in my own ears.
Okay.
Alright. We're getting into it. What's going on, everyone? This is the first episode of the new podcast, Unracked. My name is Mike Gersh.
My name is Josh Angel. This is Unracked.
Yes, sir. We're your hosts. I want to start by thanking everyone for tuning in. Our goal for this podcast is to really help gym rats of all levels enhance their fitness and other aspects of life through conversation and firsthand experiences. The weights are going to be the most influential towards your stimulation when, of course, they're unracked, and we want to give you the tools to live your life exactly that way.
And hopefully we can add some entertainment in there, and we're going to see where this goes, you know?
Yeah, we're going to have some laughs along the way, don't worry.
Yeah, it's got to be funny, dude, for sure, dude.
So I'm sure you're sitting there wondering why the fuck you guys should listen to us, so I just wanted to start out.
Wait, I think we should introduce ourselves first, you know?
That's where I'm getting, bro.
All right, man.
Damn, jumping the gun a little bit. Literally, the next thing I have is we're going to introduce ourselves. I was going to ask if you wanted to go first.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you for letting me go first, you know?
Of course.
So, my name is Josh Angel, and, you know, when I'm not doing this, I'm coaching people on the side. My specialty is helping people lose weight because 40% of the population is obese, unfortunately. And the way I do it is by helping them fast and do keto. Fuck them carbs.
Fuck them carbs.
Fuck them carbs, dude. Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I love carbs. My name is Mike Gersh, like I said. I used to be an extremely skinny little bitch. I was about 150 pounds, 6 feet tall. Drank in excess about 3 or 4 nights a week. Never thought I was ever going to gain weight. COVID hit, figured out I was gluten-free. I got my diet right. I got my exercise programming right. I started blowing the fuck up. I've gained about 30 to 35 pounds. I like to think most of that is muscle. Right now I'm doing the powerlifting, so, you know, right here it's not all muscle, but I'm trying to get strong right now, so that's the goal. That's where we're at.
Probably mostly fat, though, but I was like that, too, with my powerlifting arc.
I mean, we've both had, I have my first meet is going to be in August. Josh competed, last April?
Yeah, it was April.
How did that meet go?
It was fun, man, you know. Great experience, first meet ever, too. Dude, like, the crowd, the vibe was awesome, and, like, couldn't have done it without Coach, man. Coach and, Coach Panda, and then Matt was there, too. Dude.
Bro, what about me screaming up?
yeah.
That was very influential.
Up. Yeah, that was funny, dude, too. I heard that shit every time also, like, the squat, the bench, it just heard you every time, up.
Yeah, I have a very, like, distinct voice. Maybe that's why we got into podcasting, who knows.
Yeah, man, well, I can't wait to talk about why we're doing this, too, in a second, but... Yeah, man, I can't wait for you to do yours, and I'm going to be there saying up also.
I'm excited. Mine's a little bit of a drive away. We're located in Los Angeles. He did his just outside of Anaheim, so...
Yeah. Right next to Disneyland, honestly. It was, like, really close by.
Yep.
Yeah.
The happiest place in the world. Or
the most expensive place in the world, dude.
Most expensive.
Fuck, dude, that's expensive. You got money. You need money to be going there.
Oh, for sure. Especially if you want to like do more than 2 rides while you're there, you got to get that fast pass for sure.
Yeah, not worth it, dude. Not worth it. I don't care. I'm like, even if I have the money, I don't know if I would even go, to be honest, right? Well,
It's a lot of people, in my opinion, are either trying to live their childhood through their kids, and they're like trying to force it on them, or there's a lot of people that are way too into it. Disney adults, we'll call them.
yeah, definitely. There is a lot of people into it, but it is what it is. So,
For sure. Well, I mean, with that kind of got off track a little, as that was my introduction, and then we started
this is
talking
Unracked,
about
man.
Disneyland, but
This is Unracked.
we're off track and we're unracked.
Yeah.
With that, I mean, like I had mentioned before, we want to talk a little bit about why we're doing this. So, Josh, you want to tell them how we got into this?
Ah, man, where do we start? Where do we start? You know, to me, I just like making content. Also, like, it's just like a nice, fun, like, habit or like hobby, I guess. Also, it's just like nice way to pass the time. We used to play I used to just play video games to pass the time, but like it's just kind of like a waste of time, honestly. Now, like if I was to play video games, I would like live stream it, but even then, it's like I feel like I'm just wasting my life away. While I could just be creating something and leaving something behind, um, for other people to watch. And the broadcasting is just kind of blowing up too. It's really trending. Not gonna lie, and it's just I don't know. I think this is gonna be fun. Bringing in guests. That's our plan in the future. Hopefully, we can bring some cool, interesting people and just talk to them. Shoot the shit.
For sure. I'm excited about the guests. I'm excited to be able to provide content no matter what level of gym rat you are, right? Like, I was a beginner at one point. Josh was a beginner at one point. I'm by no means saying I'm like C-Bomb or Hani, his coach, or anything like that.
Yeah,
but
before we go on to, we're not a professional, we're not, top tier, coach, too,
I mean, if you're watching the YouTube, you can see that.
Yeah, we don't know everything, so, but, I mean, everybody's still learning, too, everything's always changing.
Exactly. And like I said, my goal was always providing firsthand anecdotal experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never really liked when there's like a fad diet or something. I'll use the example of veganism. I know that hits near and dear to your heart.
Nah, fuck that, dude.
There's a lot of people who they go through something like this. They're very successful with it, which is great for them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not like the main factor of why they were successful, right? They were successful because they were probably tracking their macros, they were tracking their workouts, their programming made sense. There were a lot of extra outside variables that made their physique gains more successful than specifically being vegan. But they attribute it to that one sole thing, and then that's why they're very outward about, I'm vegan and so do you need to be. We never want to do that. We want to say, if I say anything like that, I'm going to say something along the lines of, this worked for me. It may not work for you, but if you want to give it a try, let me know if it works, and I'm always open to hearing more stories.
Can I add something on that actually about the veganism? Because, I did it for 6 months, but I was counting my macros though too, but I wasn't really counting my workouts, so I did kind of fuck up right there. But the thing is about veganism, I did research on it because the issue I was having was a lot of bloating and gut issues, and there's actually research that shows that the way it's going to work for you is going to sound weird, but it's your poop. So if you poop solid fine, veganism should work for you. But if you're pooping, I hear this is going this track, but fuck it, dude. If you're pooping diarrhea, it's not going to work for you, and it's not meant for your system. Your microsystem in your gut is not meant for it, dude.
It took 9 minutes.
Yeah.
For us to talk about poop.
Fuck it, dude. We're unracked, dude. I wouldn't keep saying that. Unracked, dude.
This shit's unracked, literally.
Yeah.
This shit is literally unracked.
Well, this is really good information though for someone that's considering doing some kind of diet. You're gonna know if it works for you by your poop.
No, for sure, and that's why gut issues in general are very, very common.
Yeah, it's really serious.
The funny, I guess not funny if you're the one going through it, but the funny part about it, it's almost ironic. Gut issues are so normalized that people have gut issues and they think that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Like for the past few years, like before COVID, like leading up to COVID, I was 100% celiac.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea, but I was just constantly feeling like shit. I thought that's just what life was. You know what I mean? It took COVID. It took a like very influential event that kind of shifted everyone's mindset for me to even realize that I had an issue, let alone take the steps to be able to do something about it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I also feel like it's mostly the guys that we do this. We don't really go to the doctor till like this shit's serious, bro. Like we gotta be like almost passing out to like, oh, I think we gotta hit the doctor now, right?
For sure. What kind of health insurance you got? You got a high deductible or what?
Nah, I got a good insurance too, man. I work at Providence, so it's like I got good insurance, bro. But like, I don't want to make the mission for it. Cause I have to go to Mission Hills for it.
True. It's honestly more of just like an inconvenience to have to go like take the work off if you have to take like a half day, get in your car.
Yeah.
LA traffic. Don't get me started on LA traffic. I could do a whole podcast just about complaining about LA traffic.
Yeah.
And then actually going there, the doctor themselves can be a very frustrating experience because they more do like process of elimination as opposed to like trying to directly diagnose you, right?
Yeah.
Because they obviously legally have to cover their own ass.
Of course.
So it's a very frustrating roundabout
And
experience.
I don't know if we're just having a doctor issue though too. Like a lot of people kind of quit too because the whole COVID thing, and I think a lot of people don't want to be doctors in the first place. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if it's like a statistic or anything like that.
Pull up the stats. Pull up the stats.
The thing is like when you make an appointment, like dude, it's like well for me, for example, like it's sometimes a month out just to see my doctor, and it's like or it could be longer than that too. Like maybe the soonest I could see somebody is like 3 weeks or like some shit like that. So I think most people don't want to be doctors right now, and you know, it's kind of hard to go see somebody like that.
And I mean, our new generation coming up is very instant gratification.
Yeah.
And they kind of want to just become famous, just like picked out of a bunch. I'm the one that's going to be famous. They don't want to put in any years of school, let alone extra years of school. An extra amount of money. They want to be liquid now. They want to have that fucking sick Lamborghini now. When in reality, the fame that comes easy is the fame that goes easy, and they're going to be living in a box on the 101 in a fucking month and a half.
The 101, dude. I mean, I kind of don't blame them, too, because you see that so much, like, social media, like, people are just, like, blowing up, like, they kind of just win the lotto. So I kind of don't blame younger people, like, trying to do that, too. Because it's like...
I mean, social media is saturated as fuck, though. Like, if you think about it, how momentous was it for you the first time you benched 225?
Shit, dude, I benched 225 a long time ago, but it was fun. But then you see other people on social media.
Dude, I wanted to have a fucking party the day I benched through 225.
Dude, I don't remember when I benched 225. I'm not gonna lie, dude. It's a long time ago.
I remember it very specifically, and that's probably because I was the skinny kid growing up that was never strong enough to do anything. I would always get wrecked playing sports. I was a liability when we played basketball because I was so much smaller than everyone else that I had to get, like, crafty, right?
Skinny bitch.
I was a skinny bitch. I'm not denying it. I'm still a skinny bitch. I'm just not as skinny of a skinny bitch as I was.
Yeah. Yo, where's the soundboard? We need that sound right there, dude.
For real, skinny bitch.
Yeah.
No, but for something like that, it's like that's you becoming a gym bro. If you're not watching the YouTube, I'm throwing up air quotes right now. That's you becoming a gym bro is benching 225 for the first time, right? It's probably disgusting form. You're at a commercial gym. Your butt left the pad. It's just like the slowest rep. It's an absolute like 11.5 RPE. Yeah. But it's just such a momentous feeling. And then you go on like TikTok right now. There's one guy on TikTok, I can't think of his name, but like he has like the wrist wraps, the elbow wraps, like everything, and he's just repping out 405 on the bench. And it's just like...
You know what's the worst though is when you see like because I actually follow a kid on TikTok. He's like 14, 15 years old, and he's like doing like he benches more than 225 for sure, and squat like he's around like 400 pounds more. And the deadlift is crazy too, like I think around 500.
Yeah.
Dude's 14 years old, bro.
That's crazy, but even like for
and like
14,
stuff like that, like when you see younger people do that, like damn, what the fuck was I doing at 14?
Dude, I was a little shit at 14. I'll tell you that.
Dude, most kids are, you know. It's a majority. It's a small percentage of kids actually working out.
I didn't even have like the mindset of I should go to the gym when I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember at my high school, we had our gym teacher was an ex NFL tight end. So obviously think about the big fucking dude, right? You got to assume this guy knows how to work out and everything like that. On the other side of things, he had like 15 concussions, so his brain didn't like actually work. But in freshman high school gym class, we would like work out, we would bench and everything like that. Dude, I was 14, 15 years old. I couldn't do the bar for 1 rep.
Yeah, no, I was the same way too because I started lifting when I did like football in freshman year. And luckily enough, they let us lift weights. They actually made us lift weights freshman year. Like this is before I went into high school too because we did like a summer camp.
You should lift weights as early as possible.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt your height.
You're not gonna stunt your growth.
Yeah, exactly. So dude, I remember the same thing. I could barely do the bar or something, and even my squat was horrible too. Like just the bar, like like a 10 maybe and stuff. But like, there were some kids that were doing more though, like 2 plates. Yeah. I saw a kid actually eat shit. He ate shit forward, bro, and it was bad too because there wasn't like safety racks. It was just the rack to hold the.
Oh, on squat?
Yeah, bro.
I thought you meant he fell forward on deadlift.
No, on the squat.
That's even scarier, bro.
Yeah, but luckily, like we were doing.
Did he
groups.
face plant?
Yeah,
Does he have teeth?
Yeah. No, he has teeth, but like luckily we had because we did it in groups though too. So the guy had a spotter on behind him and then on the side though too. But still, he ended up like pretty much going face first. Yeah. So he was fine. At least he came out okay.
That's scary though. I will say I feel like squat has to be like the scariest lift to max out on.
For sure, bro. Especially if you're just doing like free fall, like no safety bars. Like even I like having the safety bar just in case. Like it could be light, but like all of a sudden you could just slip by accident.
I mean, the only reason at Zoo when I use the comp rack, the gym we go to. Mm-hmm. I don't really use the safety bars, but I'm far enough back that if I can't get the rep up, I can easily just ditch the weight.
Yeah.
And I'll be not that that's my plan A or anything, you know what I mean? Like I'll exhaust all other options, but that's like the only scenario I would ever recommend squatting heavy without a safety bar.
Yeah, and those cop racks are like a little, at Zoo, that's just not even nailed down, so you also got to
I don't have any. Well, that's why, is because I don't have any confidence in the safety bar, but I want to use the squat rack because it like moves, so you can really like dig your rear delts to get like a good low bar squat.
Yeah, so but you need to do it, man. I mean, you're gonna compete soon, so you have to do it.
Exactly. So that's another thing I always like to say is train for what you want to be, right? Mm-hmm. Which goes right into one of the topics we wanted to talk about today is strength versus aesthetics.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to talk, starting off, just a little bit about, like, what you would do in each, just so, like, everybody knows, like, no matter what level of gym you're going to, or gym rat you are, right, you know exactly, like, what we're talking about here. So let's talk a little bit about first, like, what goes into each. So let's start with aesthetics, right? You're training for aesthetics. What are you doing differently?
So pretty much I'm just doing higher reps, at least for sure, going to 10 or more reps. But I aim for 12 to 15 is like my goal. Depending on which muscle, like if I'm doing my shoulders, like lateral raises, I try to go for like 20, dude. Mm-hmm. And then also like you want to focus on like shorter rest times. It's not like, strength training where you can rest for like 5 to 7 minutes. For bodybuilding, you want to keep the pump going. You don't want to lose that pump. You want to do 2 to like 3 minutes, and it depending on the muscle to like smaller muscles like the shoulders, it's nice to do like 90 seconds.
Exactly. So when you're training for aesthetics, the main goal is going to be build or maintain muscle, depending on how many calories you're eating. But number one is to shred fat. Everybody wants the six-pack when it's summertime. They want the striations on the shoulders. They want their back, the Christmas tree back. We're hitting all the seasons right now.
Yeah, it's also just the diet and cardio for sure. Diet's the main part though. Like you can't, no matter how much cardio you do, you can't outwork a bad diet.
Yep, exactly. So what he means by this is the simplest way to think about when you're training for aesthetics is you need to either be in maintenance calories. Mm-hmm. So you're eating the amount of calories it takes for you to stay the same amount of weight. This is called body recomposition because essentially what you're doing is you're building muscle, but you're shredding fat.
Mm-hmm.
So you're doing two things at the same time. So think about it like 50% power into both, where if you're in a calorie deficit, you're eating a low enough amount of calories and you're burning more calories than you're intaking, right? So you're shredding fat constantly. You're not going to really build muscle, but you want to have your protein intake high enough that you're maintaining your muscle.
Yeah.
But this is when you're going to get that like super, super low body fat percentage. Like bodybuilders are like sub 10% body fat. Like a good bodybuilder is going to be like 4 to 6%.
And the reason why you want to have as much muscle as possible is that muscle actually takes, it's about 3 calories apparently that your muscle takes to, burn. Mm-hmm. It's burning 3 calories. And if you just have fat only, it's only 1 calorie, throughout the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what they say, muscle weighs more than fat.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where a lot of people get off the rails of their workout program because when they first start working out, they're either in maintenance or they're in a calorie deficit. Mm-hmm. They are doing cardio, they're working their abs, they're working out in high reps, high volume, but they're not seeing the scale go down.
Yeah.
The reason being, this is how you know you're building muscle, mm-hmm. right? Because you're going to be burning fat at a higher clip than you're building muscle. And if you're in a deficit, again, this is optimizing fat burn. So it's going to even out at first where you're not going to lose any weight, but you're going to look better, you're going to feel better, your clothes are going to fit a little better, but you're not going to see any change on the scale. It's when you really get deep into that deficit, that's when you're going to start seeing the scale drop.
Yeah, and this is why you want to take weekly pictures of your body so you can see like what Mike's saying right now, the scale's not going to really go down in the beginning, but your body will change. So you definitely want to take weekly pictures. I mean, it's dope too if you're starting new. I mean, it's cool to have a before and after pic too, man.
Exactly. Yeah. That's my most liked pic on Instagram is a before and after from when I was a skinny bitch to
because I mean sometimes it's a big change, man. So
I could like put my hands like under my ribs and like all that. I was like disgustingly skinny.
Yeah. I mean, I was skinny too, man. Also skinny bitch.
Yeah.
But it's better to be skinny than I think fat starting off, honestly.
Yeah, because I feel like starting off skinny, that allowed me to get a better relationship with food. Because I ate a lot of junk food, and so I assumed that I was eating a lot of calories, and I was that skinny kid who I was like, oh, I smoke a lot of weed, I always get munchies, so I eat a lot. Like, how am I not gaining weight? How am I still skinny? And then I kind of looked behind the curtain, and I started tracking my macros. Not only was I not like nearly eating enough, I was like skipping meals. I would like there would be days where like I would wake up and all I would have for breakfast is coffee.
Yeah.
And that's what like depending on if you put milk and sugar into it, it's like 150 calories. Like that was my breakfast, and I calculated my maintenance calories was above 3,000 calories.
Yeah.
So how am I going to be able to ever catch up to that realistically eating not aggressive amount of food? It's physically impossible. So I was just putting myself at a disadvantage from the start of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I was the same way too. I didn't know. Well, when I first started, I didn't know anything about macros. I mean, majority of people don't know anything about macros and tracking it and like what you need to do until a friend told me like, oh, you should be downloading MyFitnessPal.
Should we do a segment on macros?
Yeah. Well, right now or
no, in the future. Time? I want to prep for it.
Yeah.
I got my whole whiteboard equation. You know that.
You know what? That would be a smart idea.
Oh, we could put a whiteboard right here.
Yeah. And then just like plan it out. We'll plan it out. Yeah, for sure. But just a brief little thing though. As I was saying, it's just like I didn't count my macros at first, and I was kind of like stuck around like 140, 150, something like that if I recall correctly. But then once I started tracking everything, I went up to like 160. And then,
pounds. This is how much you weighed.
Yeah, pounds. Because I was, skinny bitch. First, I started at 130, and then when you're a newbie too, you're gonna grow muscle almost doing anything, honestly. especially if you're at a young age. I was like only 17, 18 when I started
Oh,
lifting.
the newbie gains are unmatched.
Yeah, and then you're young too, so you have so much test too.
You
know?
could pick dumbbells up off the floor and make some newbie gains.
Yeah, exactly. And you can just literally do anything. That was pretty much what I was doing, and then I made like newbie gains. But then you want to push it to the next level, you got to count your macros depending on whatever your goals are.
For sure. And speaking of next level, I would say one of, if not the most important aspect of training towards aesthetics, when we're talking about volume, is going to be pushing past failure.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why it's going to be super important to work out with a partner, because when you're getting that weight, so the idea of aesthetics, you want to make a lighter weight feel heavy, right? The first rep of, say you're doing lateral raises, right?
Yeah.
The first rep of lateral raise, it's going to be great form because it's a lighter weight. By the time you get to 12, 13, 14, 15, your form should significantly slow down and you should really be working to get those last few reps. When you have a workout partner, take lateral raise, for example. You don't see many people do it, but you can have someone literally put their hands under yours, wrists, and just help guide those last few sets. This is going to help you get to and past true failure. A lot of people don't even get to true failure, and they're all out of breath, acting like they're all accomplished for the set they just did.
Yeah.
You don't know true failure until you are on a leg extension doing a drop set with someone lifting that weight and then pushing it down as you're trying to do the negative. That is the absolute worst feeling.
And speaking about drop set, I think that's like the best. Let's say you don't have a training partner. Some people don't have one, and or some training partners are pretty bad at spotting, So we won't go into that but too much. But
just always on their phone.
Yeah. But
swiping on Tinder.
Yeah, exactly. Distracted by like the people around you and stuff like that. But if you don't have that, I suggest doing drop sets. Keep like let's say the lateral races. Let's say I'm doing 20s. Keep like a pair of 15 next to you, or like 10s, depending on how you're feeling. And also training to failure is also the mind. You gotta pass this like voice in your head that's telling you like, oh no, just stop. It's tough. It's definitely tough, but you just gotta keep pushing.
But once you get past that,
yeah,
and you can consistently live in that past failure zone, you're gonna get so incredibly shredded that you're not even gonna recognize yourself. You're gonna want to enter a bodybuilding competition. I promise you.
Yeah.
The second you see those top two abs come in, you're gonna buy a pair of men's physique swim trunks.
Yeah,
board shorts.
Dude, when people have abs, you be some different type of person, dude.
Dude, you start getting those gills right here, bro.
You're him, dude.
You're him.
Yeah. That's how I feel like when I saw because I was big. I was like for the people that don't know, when I did my bodybuilding show, my powerlifting show, sorry, but I was like 182.
Well, tell them. Sorry to put you on the spot. Tell them how tall you are.
Oh shit, 5'8".
We can edit that out if you want.
Yeah, right? Fuck you. But 5'8", 182. That was the heaviest I ever been.
So you were a little chunk.
Oh yeah, and I'm skinny fat too. So all the
that's where I'm at right now. So I feel you.
Yeah. So all the fat's literally in my stomach, hip, or the left handles. And once I started cutting, now I'm at 163, which is a big cut, which is all thanks to keto and fasting. But now I can see my gills. I see a little bit of the abs. I need to still work out my abs more and cut more. So
you lost 15, 20 pounds in how long? Like a month and a half?
It's been 2 months now.
2 months? Okay.
Yeah. I started my cut May 1st. Exactly. But that first month
was... Let's see the
tricep. Tricep action?
Oh, shit. Oh, damn, bro.
Damn. And let's go, baby.
There you go.
Man. So it's all about like cutting, cutting that down to a lower body percentage. Most people don't see their abs to like 15%, 10 to 15%. If you're a female, you have to get a little bit more lower because female hold more weight,
Just naturally hold more body fat.
Yeah, exactly. Which they need it, so.
For sure. Yeah. So I would, if we had to kind of break that down, simplify it as much as possible, the main couple categories that we can fit aesthetics into, right? Caloric deficit or maintenance if you want to do a body recomp, but just understand that the fat loss is going to come slower.
Yeah.
So you'll lose fat, just not as quickly as if you're in a deficit. But the caveat to being in a deficit is you may lose some size with that. So again, you want to eat as much protein as possible to maintain as much muscle as possible. But living in a deficit and constantly doing cardio, it's impossible to not lose some muscle. You just want to slow the muscle losing process as much.
And you also don't want to be in a deep deficit too.
No, you don't want to be. That's what I was saying when I was talking about, like, I was skipping breakfast. I wasn't like eating as much as I should have been. That's when I was like in an unhealthy deficit, unintentionally, because I didn't know. But you are right. You don't want to do that crash like deficit wise. Go by hundreds, right? So figure out your maintenance, and then each week knock off 100 until you're at about 300 to 500, depending on like how advanced you are. If you're newer in the gym, you probably don't have to go past 300.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to make it more. You're gonna want to be aggressive because you want to lose this weight quicker. But when you lose the weight in the right way, you're replacing it with muscle. So again, you're not going to see the scale go down as quickly, but you're going to feel a lot better a lot sooner.
Yeah, and you know, we probably shouldn't go any deeper too, because we probably should save more of this for like a macro episode.
For sure. So again, count your macros, be either maintenance or in a deficit. Your programming is going to be huge. You want to work volume, so anywhere from, we said, like 8 to 20 reps depending on the exercise, depending on how many sets of that exercise. So your workout programming is going to be crucial. And then finally, you want to be able to, for certain exercises, go to failure, and then certain exercises like a lat pull down, where if you can have a partner help you get past failure, that's going to be so beneficial for being able to burn that extra fat.
Yeah, or the drop sets. You know, you could always just
drop sets too.
do it real quick.
Categorize that into programming.
Yeah, but you have to do more by yourself for sure.
Exactly. So if you don't have a gym partner,
every exercise you're gonna have to do like a drop set.
Yeah. So if you're a fucking loser and don't have a gym, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, bro.
If you don't have a gym partner, which I mean, most people, to be honest, I started out going to the gym by myself. I met Josh and our other friend Mark along the way. So
shout out Mark.
Talk to people in the gym. They're all very nice and very friendly, and they want to help you. And if you're in very similar kind of scenarios, who knows? You can make a gym friend that you end up starting a podcast with one day.
Dude, I hear, though, that the girls are meaner on the girls, from what I've been told.
What, like if a girl goes up to a girl at the gym?
Yeah, I've talked to like a few girls at the gym where they like say like, oh, I told this girl she had a nice outfit, and she just totally ignored me. I was like, what the fuck?
I feel like...
That's crazy.
I feel like, and this is just a blanket statement, so obviously there's going to be exceptions to the rule, but I feel like girls more in general just go to the gym to get their shit done. Guys go to the gym, it's not always to socialize, but they have the socialize like kind of characteristic in the back of their mind. Like if I went up to you at the gym, this is actually exactly what happened. I literally told him, I was like, yo, I see you here all the time. You're fucking killing it, bro. Like, if you compliment another gym bro, that's your boy, dude.
Yeah,
like,
so
you may not, like, work out together.
Yeah.
But you're going to say what's up to that guy every time you go to the gym. When we worked out at LA Fitness, we would joke around. I was the mayor of this gym because I would just go up and talk to everybody. So by the time, like, we had been going to that gym for over a year, I would get there, and as people would be coming in, hey, Mike, what's up? Hey, Mike, what's up? Hey, Mike, what's up? I would literally just be saying what's up to everybody that was coming in, to the point where it was affecting my workout because I was taking too much rest between
Because you just know too many people at one point, and it's just like, if you keep going to the same time to the gym, you're bound to just like meet people too. Like you literally
we're
see
morning
the same
gym
people.
goers. Let's get that out of the way. What time you go to the gym, what it says about you. We're morning gym goers.
Yeah, morning gym people. But like any time you just go to the exact same time, you're gonna see the exact same people all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then eventually you're just gonna be like, oh hey, what's up, you know? And it's just like, I don't know, it's just easy. It's just natural almost, dude.
Exactly, because it's like a level of like comfortability, right? Like if you're walking down the street or if you go to Target, you see a random ass person that you're probably never going to see again in your life.
Yeah.
The chances of you approaching that person, slim to none. If you go to the gym at the same time every day and for 3 months straight you see the same guy, you start to learn their routine too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember it was like when we would go to LA Fitness, it was like, oh, Thursday was the day that the squat racks are going to be busy, so I should bench on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
But you start seeing that person that in that setting over and over and over again. You get a little more comfortable seeing that person. You're like, okay, this person is doing something. It's clearly a common interest to me, and they're doing something that it almost normalizes them as a person, right? Like they're doing something that, like, yeah, there are probably serial killers that go to the gym, but if you see that same person for 3 months, you're going to be a lot more comfortable to go up and say, hey, what's up? I see you here all the time. You're crushing it.
Yeah, like at any event that you go to, like you know you have the same hobby. Like you go to a soccer event, like you guys all like soccer there. You know, you go to a baseball event, everybody there likes baseball. You know, anything social that you go to, you know, the people are gonna like it. You know.
Exactly, and that's one thing I've always said too is find or associate yourself with like-minded people, right? Yeah. Because I was that kid. Back when I lived in Boston, before COVID, I was drinking all the time. I was trying to fit myself into social groups where after COVID, when I got into fitness and I realized this is something I'm passionate about, not only fitness, but my personal health, right? This was something I educated myself a lot about, so it's something I pride myself in knowing a lot about. So it was something that as I started to meet more people in the fitness community, I had much more of almost like an indifferent sales mindset, right? Where I would never say this to anyone, but I would have the mindset of like, I'm going to introduce myself to you and we're going to be friends or we won't be, but I won't know until I introduce myself to you. It's not the end of the world if we're not friends, but if you're, like you said, in that setting where you know these people are going to have common interests as you, it's a lot more likely where, I mean, maybe they're a dick, maybe they're an asshole or something, right? Like, that's probably someone you don't want to be friends with. But it's a lot more likely that you hit it off, you make that initial connection for them to let their guard down because you know you're both interested in the gym.
Yeah, you won't know till you try. And, you know, I just realized we kind of went off track right there.
I was like about to ask you if there's anything else about aesthetics that you think is worth mentioning.
Maybe we talk about the diet, maybe the timing, you know, the rest times. You want to have shorter rest times.
Shorter rest times, supersets as well. So you want to do like 2 exercises that like complement each other, right? Yeah. So I don't want to do incline. It also
depends on your schedule too, you know, everybody's different.
Exactly. Yeah. So when you're supersetting, I don't want to do incline dumbbell press that's going to work my upper chest and then dumbbell flat press and still work my chest. I would want to do incline dumbbell press and then something for triceps. Because when you do most push movements, you're indirectly working your tricep. So you're pre-exhausting it a little bit. So when you do that superset, you're really going to get that burn in your tricep on the second set. And then you rest shorter so you don't give your muscle as much time to recover. So again, you're making that lighter weight feel heavy to be able to get more out of it.
Yeah, and then also, you know, like everybody's schedule is different, so someone might do better in a push-pull, you know, workout split, or someone might be better with like a straight-up bodybuilder split, like 2 muscles each day, type of thing.
Exactly.
So it depends on everybody's schedule.
If you're unsure where to start, hire a coach.
Yeah.
With that, I say let's move on to strength. So again, we had a couple main categories I would say that aesthetics fits into. Just to kind of mirror that, I say we flip-flop it because
it's pretty much the exact opposite.
I feel like I was actually going to say, I feel like there is somewhat of a misconception that it's the exact opposite. I feel like there for sure are a lot of differences.
Yeah.
But there are some key similarities that I want to point out as well. So let's start with the differences. So first is going to be macros.
Okay. Calorie surplus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you could do maintenance depending on, like, let's say you're doing a competition, you know, you have to stay in a certain weight. You're going to have to stay in maintenance.
See, that's where I was going to refute, is you can even be in a deficit if you're cutting because you're overweight for your meat.
You can, but like,
you're not gonna gain. So for the, I know. I went a little too into the rabbit hole for the purpose of general strength.
Yeah.
That was too specific of an example. I apologize to our audience.
Yeah. I mean, like, you want to grow muscle. No, sorry, not grow muscle, but grow strength, like fast and efficiently. You want to be in a calorie surplus for sure. Maintenance, you could do it, but like I think the faster route is to be in the calorie surplus.
So I'm gonna steal something from another podcast called Mind Pump. A calorie surplus is very widely known as a bulk, right? As a guy, I don't think twice about that word, bulk. I want to be bulky. That's my goal.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get size. For the female lifting population, bulk is such an ugly word. I feel like that turns off a lot of women from training for strength because they don't want to go on a bulk. They don't want to lift and look like a man. They don't want to be masculine, all that shit. When in reality, the term they used was build. So the way I look at it, and I very much agree with kind of changing your mindset from bulk to build, because bulk, in my opinion, is more what I'm doing right now, where I'm 7 weeks out. I need to gain as much weight as possible in these next 7 weeks. So I'm not tracking my macros. I'm just weighing myself in the morning and weighing myself at night, knowing that I probably ate enough to gain weight. Right now, my goal is to gain weight. I'm not doing it in a way where, yes, weight and strength are directly correlated, but I'm not doing it in a way where, like, you call it like the lean bulk, where someone is going to eat a lot of carbs, eat a lot of protein, and very closely monitor their fat. So they're gaining weight, they're building muscle, but they're not tipping the scale too much on how much fat they gain. So that's the kind of thing where I look at the lean bulk as a build, right? You only want to be, again, same idea as the deficit, only depending on how long you've been lifting, 300 to 500 calories above your maintenance. Because for me, I'm blowing that number out of the water. I'm probably 500 or 600 above.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And that's why I'm getting the little love handles. My weight belt is fitting a little tighter. But you for sure, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You for sure can gain weight and stay lean at the same time.
Yeah, but
without doing steroids.
Okay, yeah, that last part in there. But I think a lean bulk to me is like you for sure just like over 250, maybe 500, and you definitely don't want to go over that.
But you need to monitor your fat.
Yeah, you need to monitor.
I'm not monitoring my fat. I'm eating Jersey Mike subs. I'm eating cheeseburgers from In-N-Out. I'm just eating as many calories as possible to gain as much weight as possible.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not going to keep on this fat.
That's definitely a bulk, though, dude. A lean bulk is actually you're counting everything. And
I'm not on a lean bulk.
Yeah, but for the audience,
this is the highest body fat. So if in the future you ever hear me refer to myself as fat, all I'm saying is I'm the highest body fat percentage I've been in my entire life. I'm very well aware of the fact that I'm not actually fat.
Yeah.
But it's because I'm just bulking. I'm just looking at the calories. I'm not. Calories and protein are the two things I know I need to hit. And with a very high calorie goal, I know I'm going to need to be high carbs as well, so my fats don't make me obese.
Yeah, but I think carbs are also necessary for powerlifting. Also, that gives you the fucking strength right there.
Yeah. Carbs directly correlate to energy and output.
Yeah. Like for me, for example, not gonna lie, when doing keto, I'm feeling a little weaker here, but...
Dude, those first couple weeks, do you remember those first couple weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel so good.
No,
I didn't expect to feel this good.
I still feel good, though. I still feel good. But that week, I was doing that crazy diet, though. So I was feeling a lot more weaker. But, like, no, I still, once you get over the keto flu, then you're going to feel good. That first initial week, you're going to feel bad.
It's almost like a withdrawal. Right?
Yeah, it's like a hangover almost, dude. So everybody's different. It takes, like, a week max, though. No matter what, you're going to take a week max to get into ketosis, for sure.
I got you.
Yeah, but after that, I feel amazing, dude. Yeah.
There you go. So after that, again, we want to be in a surplus, whether you're doing a lean bulk or a dirty bulk, as we call it, we can call it. Next would be programming. So where do you want to live, programming-wise, for strength?
Where do I want to live, programming strength?
Like, what would you program if you were a coach? Programming for strength.
Well, the thing is, I'm not a powerlifting coach too. This is a different expertise.
This is hypothetical. If someone said to you, Josh, I want to get stronger, how should I work out? Tell me how to work out to get stronger.
Definitely, you need to do like a top single one day. Let's say a squat. You definitely need to do squat 2 times a week, And then a squat, definitely one of the days will be there's a higher like top single, and then doing some back downs afterwards. And definitely, I wouldn't go past 8 reps when you're doing your back downs. And then the secondary day is more kind of a volume day, which is not really volume, air quotes here for the listeners here. The most you would ever want to do on a volume day is 8 reps. Definitely want to stay under that though.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw out one argument that I have when we talk about this subject.
Yeah.
So the first thing you mentioned was you want to train to a top single.
Yeah.
Here's my argument. Not everyone that trains for strength wants to be a power lifter.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
True that.
So some people want to just get stronger. Someone might want to bench 225 for 5. They don't care about benching 225 for 1.
Yeah.
They don't care about going into a powerlifting meet, see what their SBD total is. They just want to get stronger functionally, right? So they need to do exercises that are probably more in like the 3 to 5 rep range. That person specifically isn't going to get as much out of a heavy single. For a power lifter, a heavy single is more just testing the water of where you are at that intensity. You're stimulating your muscles 100%. Don't take what I'm about to say out of context. You're not going to get as much stimulation and growth as when you're doing your back downs, for example. Because that's when you're really working, you're really pushing past failure. Now, if you do a single that's an RPE 9.5, you almost black out on the way up. That's how hard you're pushing. Yeah, you're going to get a lot out of that. But in the powerlifter space, you intentionally avoid doing that because it's going to carry over the fatigue too much into your next sessions. So when you're this person who's not powerlifting, but they still want to train for strength, 3 to 5 reps is where you want to live. You want to warm up with, I would say, 5 to 10 reps. I always recommend do warm-ups are intuitive. If someone asks me, Mike, how many warm-up sets should I do? You will never get a straight answer out of me. You will always hear that these 2 famous words when it comes to fitness, it depends.
It depends. Each person.
You could have tight hips.
Yeah.
You could have tight knees. You could have tight ankles. You need to warm that up in order to get your maximum output. So if that takes you longer to warm up your hips, then Joe Schmo from Idaho, Joe Schmo is going to do less warm-up sets than you.
Yeah. Warm-ups, everybody's different. Everybody feels differently, depending, and everybody's strength is differently also, so you can't give anybody a straight answer. Just feel it out. But strength, I feel like if anybody's training for strength, they definitely need a, you don't have to do a top single, every week, but it would be nice to, like, the people that are trying to build their strength, I feel like they want to test out their strength eventually, so maybe a top single over a month, I would say, like, a good way to gauge where you're at.
Yeah.
And then go back to, like what you said, 3 to 5 reps for sure.
And it's one thing that no matter what phase of working out you're in, this is important. I just don't feel like we talked about it for aesthetics, so I'm going to bring it up. You want to make sure that you're tracking your workouts. You want to progress in aesthetics as well, but even more in strength. Progressive overload is so important. And how can you progressive overload if you're not tracking your workouts? So for the very newbies, what progressive overload means is if I'm benching, this week I did the bar. Next week I'm going to do the bar plus 5 pounds. Next week I'm going to do the bar plus 10 pounds. And I'm going to keep going up until I can't. And then once I get to that point, if say my goal is 5 reps, I get to the point where I have 25s on each side and I can do it for 5 reps. My goal now is to make those 5 reps cleaner, make them go faster, easier, to the point where now I feel comfortable going up to 30 or 35 on each side for that 5 reps.
Yeah.
But when you're working out for strength, when you're working out to progressively overload, you need to push it. You need to be working. You're not just going to do 5 reps and rack it and you're not breaking a sweat. The first rep should be good. The second rep should always be your best. because your body internally has now stabilized. And then your third, fourth, and fifth reps should be slow, grinding, but have someone there to help you depending on the exercise if you actually fail.
You know, a good famous saying, you know, from Coach Greg here: train harder than last time.
Train harder than last time.
Yes, sir.
And you take someone like C-Bum, for example. I was watching one of his videos, and he was saying, someone asked him, do you know what your 1 rep max is? He said, I've literally never squatted heavy for a single.
Yeah.
In his entire life. And how many? He's 4-time Mr. Olympia, so you know he's been training for at least 15 years.
Yeah.
And he's never 1 rep maxed on squat. So just think about there's people out there who don't like train with that style.
And he doesn't really even do like a actual squat. He's like using the Smith machine. He does a squat here and there, but I know he has injuries here and there. But he's lately been doing the Smith machine and the hack squat too.
Exactly.
Which is pretty crazy. So it just depends how hard you train. He's training hard as fuck. So
exactly, and that's another thing too, where it goes hand in hand with strength training programming, compound lifts. So there's one in particular I want to talk about, but let's break down the importance of compound lifts in general.
Mm-hmm.
So first and foremost, and this is something we should have mentioned for aesthetics. Aesthetics, you want to do more unilateral lifts, right? You're working on symmetry. So you're working on imbalances. So if you do dumbbells compared to barbells, you'll work that specific side based on that stimulation. So your imbalances will become symmetrical. How do you get imbalances? By doing compound lifts with barbells.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why you're going to get imbalances is the same reason why compound lifts are so good for building strength. Because you are going to recruit a lot of muscle fibers to be able to push this weight as easy as possible. So earlier I said, training for aesthetics, you want to make lightweight feel heavy, right? This is the complete opposite. When you're training for strength, you want to make heavy weight look light. You want to push that shit as fast as you fucking can off your chest, right? So when you're doing a compound lift like a bench press, for example, if you do a dumbbell press, flat bench, you're going to isolate and target your chest, and you're going to break down your chest and then rebuild and grow your chest. If you're doing a bench press, yes, you're going to work your chest, but you're also going to recruit a lot of secondary muscles like your delts and your triceps. Your wrist and grip strength are going to come into play, your forearms, even your legs when you're doing leg drive. So you're going to recruit a lot of secondary muscles that you're going to end up working. Whether you think you are or not, you're going to work your legs just a little tiny bit, but you're going to work your shoulders and delts when you bench.
Yeah, and it definitely takes a toll on you too when doing these compound lifts. That's why you want to do them first. Also, use all your energy for them. But afterwards, it takes a toll on you, and you don't really feel like doing anything else. Honestly, sometimes, dude, depending on how hard you go. But yeah, I definitely agree with everything you just said right now. But you need the compound lift for strength. It's a must.
The only caveat to it is the imbalances that come with it, because, say for example, I'm a righty, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm benching. I have a bar that's pretty fucking heavy that my central nervous system is in fight or flight mode, and it's in flight mode and it's saying, let's push this shit as fast as possible. My right hand, just naturally from doing whatever I do in life, right hand has that much more stimulus over the course of however long. That's when you see people kind of like their one hand is like pushing harder than the other almost, because it's not as strong. It can't keep up. So when you're doing a compound lift like that, that's when you're really going to highlight those imbalances, and you'll see someone's right side of their bench is going up faster than the left, or someone's arms are like shaking a lot and things like that. So it's going to bring those imbalances to the forefront.
Yeah, but it's what you're willing to sacrifice too. Like you want to build strength, and then or you want to be in balance. It is what it is. So.
Well, that's what I'm saying too. Is strength and aesthetics go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Right. So that it all ties together, because you're cycling. Almost. You're bulking, gaining strength. okay, I'm bigger now, I have more muscle mass, I'm going to shred fat. I'm going to bulk again and get bigger. And now when I shred next time, I'm going to look bigger than I did on my last cut.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a constant cycle, which is obviously where body dysmorphia comes from because the grass is always greener. But the last thing I wanted to talk about for compound lifts is, in my opinion, the absolute king of compound lifts. Most people, I think, are going to say the squat, which I agree, it's right there, but I have to go with the deadlift.
I knew you were going to say that.
It has to be the deadlift.
Mm-hmm.
You're just directly and indirectly working more muscles than any other exercise. And my argument is, with the squat, upper body wise, you're only working stabilizing muscles.
Mm-hmm.
You're not like with the deadlift, you're flexing your lat, you're flexing your trap, you're pulling, you're pushing with your legs, you're relying on your hamstrings. You are using so many more muscles, whereas with the squat, you're just stabilizing with your upper body.
If anything, you're just kind of like activating your lats with the squat. If you're doing a low bar, you're literally just using your legs. And you're just holding the weight above you.
Honestly, since I started doing low bar, I feel like I needed to start working my rear delts more just to give it a shelf. Because that's all you're doing with low bar is you're trying to not drop it, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. But, dude, I noticed my lats blew up doing deadlifts just all the time, conventional deadlifts.
Dude, you could show me two people.
Yeah.
One has a huge back, one has a tiny back. I'll tell you, that motherfucker right there deadlifts.
Uh-huh.
And, again, with the compound lift, the imbalance comes where I do mixed grip, right?
So everybody usually do mixed grip too.
For the most, if you're training for strength, if you're training for strength, you're going heavy. It's going to feel a lot more natural doing mixed grip. I see some people do hook grip. That's not as common. I see
those are
some
the more
people,
serious people though too.
Yeah, I see people do.
Or do you use wraps, lifting wraps?
They use straps, but they still do like the neutral grip, which you can do again. If you're not like as serious like doing the 1 rep max, you can use straps. But for me, doing the 1 rep max, I use the mixed grip. I notice my right trap is bigger than my left trap because it's the one getting more stimulus from the pull.
It's bound to happen no matter what. I don't care who you are, mixed grip is going to fuck up one side.
Exactly.
Depending on which side you're going to do it on.
I mean, it's just one of those things that no process is going to be perfect. Right? Yeah. Everything is going to have speed bumps, and it's all a mindset. Can you get over that speed bump to the next test? Or are you gonna bottom out on that speed bump and you're going to get off track, and then who knows, you might even quit the gym as a whole.
Being one side, like the hunchback, like this.
Yeah. Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah. But I think that's everything with strength training, pretty much. Diet, exercise.
So let's break it down quick. So caloric surplus, bulk versus build. Mm-hmm. We talked about that. Programming, we want to do compound lifts. Mm-hmm. We want to do the compound lift at the beginning of our workout so we don't expend any unnecessary energy, because this is going to work the most muscles. Warming up is intuitive.
I think we missed out the rest time, but that could be really quick. It's just like 5 minutes or 7 minutes.
Yes. So the best advice I was given on rest time for strength training is go when you feel like your body's ready to go.
Yeah, you can go like that too.
For powerlifting, obviously it's a little more structured. Coach told me when you're doing a top single, you want about 6 to 7 minutes in between your top singles, like from your warm-up. Your last 3 sets, so last 2 warm-ups and your top single, you want about 6 to 7 minutes, because that's on average what your time through the platform is if you're doing a meet. So you want to kind of like do a mock meet in your mind. Mm-hmm. But when you're doing normal strength training, you want to rest when you feel good, because again, you want to be able to put as much force into that exercise as you possibly can to get as much out of those less reps as you can.
Yeah. Or if you're in a time crunch, like just go as fast as you can, because sometimes you could be at the gym for like more than 2 hours, depending on how long your rest time is. So it's just based on everybody. Depends on everybody.
There's so many outside factors that are going to determine There's a lot of things. Here's what people that don't go to the gym and they're anxious about the gym and things like that. Here's, in my opinion, one thing that they don't understand. There are a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of variables about going to the gym, right? And someone who's anxious is going to overthink and they want to control as many of those variables as possible. But the thing is, when you go to the gym, a lot of those variables are going to be decided for you depending on what you're training for, what time of the day you go. Like, again, for example, if my client is training for strength, that person is going to be on the squat rack or the deadlift platform or the bench press for the majority of the days.
Yeah.
If one of my clients is training for aesthetics, they're going to be on the machines, the cables, the dumbbells. So again, having a plan is crucial. So that's why I say to everybody, I don't care what level of gym rat you are, hire a coach. Mm-hmm. And this isn't me saying this just because I am a coach.
I mean, honestly, it's a lot nicer having someone else program your stuff for you. You just do it,
It's literally just plug and play. Like, I wouldn't say it's like, it's not robotic because it's still a conversation. Like, I can still say to Andrew, be like, hey, this is what's been working for me, or this is what I notice is like a carryover from this day. And he'll give me feedback in real time, and then we'll be able to tweak things.
Yeah.
Because, again, the process of fitness is ever changing. Even the process as simple as like calories. You get to a certain point, your body is going to be able to operate differently on a different amount of calories. So your maintenance calories today versus your maintenance calories 1 year from now could be completely different. It's all how you train your body to adapt of how to use those calories.
Yeah. Well, again, everybody depends.
It depends.
Yeah, height, age, everything. Weight, goals, a lot of variables for sure. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's everything. You named everything for the strength training.
So I expect all of you to be huge.
Or aesthetic.
Or lean.
Either or. So are we going to go to the next segment?
I think we should. What do you want to jump into?
The sick kung of the week?
Let's get it.
All right. Unfortunate news, the sick kung of the week is Joe Aesthetics, because he just passed away, unfortunately.
Pour some out.
Yeah, gone too soon.
Pour some pre-workout.
Damn, the pre. Dude, he never met him, but he always looked like a humble person. I always follow him. I don't even remember the last time, how long ago I followed him, but like definitely in the beginning of like me getting into the fitness space for sure. He's been around for a minute, and dude's definitely leaving a legacy behind. It's popular right now. If you go over Instagram or any platform, he's everywhere.
Yeah, everyone's talking about him.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna go down in history as like Ziz, pretty much, the king.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because probably like 3 weeks, maybe a month ago, he was here in USA. He was here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
He was at Zoo Culture. Mm-hmm. I was 3 feet away from him working out while he was filming an ab video, and I got 2 in my own head, and I said, oh, like he's filming right now, like I don't want to bother him, like, so I didn't like go up to him or say, in my head, I remember saying to myself, I'm sure I'll meet him some other time.
Damn.
And that, dude, that shit hit when I heard that because I immediately went back to that thought.
Yeah, I would be hurt if I was in your shoes, like low-key. I would be like, damn, I wish I went to go say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you feeling that way. But, even when you told me, because you texted the group chat that you saw him, like, I was even debating about this driving over there, because I was working, but, like, I was about to get off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was, like, debating, like, damn, should I just go just to say what's up, to Joe Aesthetics? But, you know me, I would have went up to him, for sure. I wouldn't even care.
I feel like, and this is one of those, hindsight's 2020. I feel like if I knew he was just here, like, on a trip, like, maybe my mindset would have been different. Like, I thought he was here, like, just being here. Like, I didn't realize... Like, I knew he lived in Thailand, but I didn't realize that he was just, like, here for a finite amount of time.
Well, he was going to... His plan was to come back, though, eventually.
No, exactly. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I didn't know he was on vacation. Like I thought he was here for like Young LA and like all that shit.
I don't even know it was really a vacation because he was here for a minute, but he said he was. If you watched the Raw talk, he was planning on perhaps moving over here. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay, so again, that's my mindset is, oh, I'll just see him another time.
Yeah.
Especially because we go to a gym where Larry Wheels is constantly there, Lex Little is constantly there, Joey Flex is constantly. So it's like I'm almost like numb to seeing like a fitness influencer just because I see them like almost every day that I don't go first thing in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, it's just you see them every day, so it's kind of like, oh, now they're just like, oh, it's just him, you know.
That's like I think about it from like their perspective. Like I know we talked about like people at the gym, but there are definitely like certain days where I know like I don't want to be bothered. Like if someone talks to me, obviously I'm still gonna be nice to them, but I'm thinking about like their perspective. I'm like, oh, is that like maybe this is one of those days? Like I saw Lex a couple weeks ago, right? And in my head, I'm like, oh, he looks like really zoned in. Like maybe he's like super zoned in, and like he'll be like mad if I interrupt him. And then like every influencer, they go on like YouTube or whatever they're on, and they're like, if I'm in the gym, if I have my headphones on, like come and interrupt me. Like I love that shit, and I'm just like, I should have fucking done it.
Yeah, I mean, they're all cool for sure.
I've heard some of them are dicks.
You know, I don't even want to go into there.
I'm not saying who. I don't know who. I'm just saying I've heard. Who the fuck am I? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we all hear stuff, dude. Yeah.
I ain't gonna start no rumors.
Yeah. But, you know, I think we should go back to talking about why Joe was such an impact, dude. Dude was shredded year round. Yeah. Literally year round, single body fat percentage. Dude, great content.
The alien gains were unreal.
Yeah, the striation on the chest, for sure. His videos were good. I've done a few of the workouts, the tips that he's even said on his videos in the past.
Bro, he was just like the best energy, bro. Like, I feel like there's people like that they put on like kind of that like happy, positive, bubbly show, like just for Instagram or just for YouTube. Like everybody is that like knew him is coming out and saying like this is like he is exactly the way he is in his videos in real life. Yeah, and it's like when you are like a genuine person like that, like it almost makes sense that so many people like gravitated towards him and like followed him because you're just naturally going to have an impact when you live your life that way.
Yeah. And to be honest, I don't think I've really even heard anybody talk shit about him. Like, honestly, too.
Well, I mean, no one's going to talk shit about him now, but like, in general, I don't think anyone really like talked shit about him while he was alive. Yeah. Like, I feel like everyone he met was like, Joe's the fucking man.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he was.
Because there's other influencers that like people talk shit about them, you know, blah blah blah. But like, dude, Joe was like always open about his steroids. So it's like, oh, people can say shit like, oh, you're not natty, you know.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
He was like, already open about it, so.
No, not your brother.
Brother. Yeah, man. So, unfortunately, he passed away. But it's cool that the Young LA is gonna do something for him, you know, and they're keeping his memories up.
I hope they do something like publicly like that because we're in Los Angeles. We're like 10-15 minutes away from the headquarters, so like if they did something that like we could go there and see it ourselves, I'd be so down for that.
Yeah. I mean, they're probably gonna do something when they do that meetup on September. That Young LA.
I have no idea when it is. I know you sent it to the group. I was like, oh, that's like 4 months away. I have bigger fish to fry right now.
True. But that meetup they're gonna do in like Long Beach. So.
Okay. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah. That. So they could do something like that over there, and they're gonna have that merch drop. They said for about Joe. So.
For sure.
Yeah, but he's definitely gonna be the sick cunt of the week, and we'll see. We'll see who's gonna be the next sick cunt of the week.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weekly.
We might have to take like a fan poll. You guys can like put in submissions of who you think the sick cunt of the week is gonna be. Yeah,
or we'll see something currently on the news. So.
Oh, speaking of the news, dude, I saw an article. Hold on, let me pull it up because I wanna like read some of it because it's absolutely hilarious. So there's a Gold's Gym in Seattle, where here's the headline: Armed dispute resolved at Seattle Fitness Center after SWAT arrests gunman.
The SWAT team had to go in there?
Bro, apparently he was like holding the people in the gym hostage, and like the SWAT had to like negotiate with him and like all this. It was crazy, bro.
Yo,
this dude's 42 years old.
Yo, forget holding the bank hostage. Get the gym hostage, and then you get a freaking pump. A free pump.
Just get a free pump. Just go gunpoint and get a free pump.
Yeah, forget the money.
I mean, what possibly could have happened for this dude to... it doesn't say. Here's what I want to know.
Someone was probably curling in the squat rack and got fed up, bro.
For sure, curling in the squat rack.
Yeah. I'd be pretty pissed too seeing that.
Here's what I want to know that it doesn't say in the article. Does he leave, get the gun, and come back? Or does he just have the gun in his gym bag?
You said it was in Seattle?
Yeah.
He probably had it on him.
Let's see. Is Seattle open carry?
Well, it doesn't have to be an open carry state. I mean, he could just brought it in for the hell of it.
True. You can do illegal things.
Yeah, you could have just been like a crazy guy.
It does not matter what the law is. You are very correct.
Yeah.
No, I mean, in all seriousness, because that just makes me think of, like, do you remember the video Leo sent? Way back.
There's a lot of videos like that,
like
too, man.
Squaring up, like straight, like throwing punches, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what can be that serious at the gym?
Yeah.
That like you gotta square up with somebody.
And our boy Mark sent that video too. That people fighting in 24. Like,
yeah,
come on, dude.
I don't get it. It's like you make the joke. Obviously, it's a funny joke. I laughed. They were curling in the squat rack. But like, I seriously want to know. Like, I'm very curious. Like, the only thing that I can think of that makes sense is like it has to be like an outside beef, and this dude just like saw the guy at the gym, and he was like, "It's on site. Like, this is my time. Get the clip."
It's like the Tekashi 6ix9ine. What happened? They like knew he was there and just like went in there. Surprisingly, they didn't have any weapons. Good thing for him, you know. But they went in there.
Oh, they just beat the piss out of him, right?
Yeah. But thank God they didn't have a gun, you know.
I mean, not to stir anything up, but his snitching ass deserves it.
Damn, are you gonna go there? But no one deserves to be, you know, knocked out like that.
No one deserves to be snitched on.
Shit, dude, you ready to go in there? Nah, F that, dude. If I'm gonna have to either snitch or do time, I'm gonna snitch.
Damn,
I don't care,
I'm not committing any crimes with you, bro. Shit.
Fuck that, dude. That's just the way it is, man. I'm not trying to like have to deal with dropping the soap in jail, or.
Oh God.
Yeah.
All right. So on a more positive note, let's talk quickly, and then I say we round it out. Let's talk quickly. What is your like vision for the podcast? Like where? Obviously, we're very preliminary right now, right? This is episode 1. Where do you see this going?
Well, definitely you and me have talked about this. We want to bring some guests in on different views, different fields, because we also want to bring value. I definitely want to bring value to this, so we're going to bring people in different fields that can give you value in like making money, you know, or fitness, or, you know, maybe we can do something with creative, like, you know, arts or music, something like that, where we can bring people in different fields. And also it's just an interesting, you know, conversation to talk to somebody in a different life, you know, besides us, because all we know and our vision is just gym. I mean, we do other stuff on the side, you know, here and there, but
I can tell you all about workers' comp insurance, bro.
Oh. Yeah, or like your feels, you know, more on the sales, mine's more on the health. We can bring someone more on like houses, or more on the, you know, powerlifting, housing, you know, etc.
There's so many different topics, yeah. And it can all be, that's the great part about it too, is like, it can all be super specific, or it can be very general. It could be someone who has multiple expertise, or someone who's only in one field.
Yeah.
There's so many different directions that it can go. But exactly like you're saying, we have to start with value.
Mm-hmm.
right? So our goal with this, or I say our goal, I'll hopefully speaking for you here as well, is we want to provide excellent content, right? Our content is going to be geared towards the gym rat, but we realized ourselves as people who consume content from different podcasts that there are gaps in the offering
Mm-hmm.
of some things are only gym, some things are only finances, some things are too general, but very overarching, but too general. So our goal is to communicate in the way we know how through content, social media. We'll do podcast longer form media. We'll do Instagram, TikTok shorter form media for all those 6-second attention span Gen Zers out there.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we want you all to get something out of this. We're not just going to sit here and talk for the sake of talking, right? Our goal is to bring value to you. So you look forward to listening to the next episode. What are Mike and Josh going to talk about next week?
Yeah. I mean, we can definitely have some videos where we're just kicking the shit too. It's going to be fun. And definitely value first, for sure. And, I'm excited to see where this is going to go, for sure.
So with that in mind, I say we wrap up here. Mm-hmm. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you're watching this on.
And thank you for watching Unracked, Episode 1.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Mm-hmm.
Comment any topics you want to see us cover in the future. Any guests that you want to see us have. We could probably...
Like field types, we're not going to get like some crazy, guests off like some famous person off rip.
Yeah, let's be realistic, but I don't think we need to limit it to just Los Angeles. I'm sure we could do like virtually.
Oh, it's gonna be rough, but yeah, we could definitely do it. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, with that in mind, comment who you want to see, what you want us to talk about. We very much appreciate you tuning in.
And like, follow, subscribe. My name is Reckless Josh.
On IG, TikTok, YouTube, Lift Like Mike 3. And we're the Unracked podcast. Have a great day. Live unracked.
Let's go.